Step right up, don't be shy. Join the fun, give it a try. Click that button, it's not slide. We can take this song so high. Oh, let's all click the like button. Don't just sit there doing nothing. Subscribe and be a little loving. Make our hearts keep on thumping. Do up D, it's so neat. Hit that like, feel the beat. Join the rhythm, move your feet. Subscribe and make it sweet. Oh, let's all click the like button. Don't just sit there doing nothing. Subscribe and be a little loving. Make our hearts keep on.
Hey everybody, welcome to Cheap Comic Collector. Today we are going from the books from 1954. Yes, we are.
Jazzing down to the comic store. Oh yeah,
ooh, yeah.
Wednesday's here, I can't ignore. Cheapo finds and deals galore. Let's go. Picking panels I explore so slow. Comic Book Wednesday, filling up my hands.
Oh.
Comic Book Wednesday, making big plans. Cheap collections, they understand.
Hey.
Comic Book Wednesday, the finest in the land. Hey! Flipping pages, ink so bright.
Oh boy.
Heroes clash in epic fights, out of sight.
Yes, sir.
Villains plot when it's night. Hold tight.
Hold tight.
Wednesday's joy, pure delight. That's right. Snag that issue, first appearance. Whoa now.
Oh now.
Only spent a shiny dime. It's a wow. Pow.
Pow.
Swapping tales with all the pals downtown. Kazovi. Wednesday's magic all around this town. Kablow. Comic Book Wednesday, filling up my hands.
Oh.
Comic Book Wednesday, making big plans. Cheap collections, they understand.
Whee.
Comic Book Wednesday, the finest in the land.
Hey.
Newsprint hang and bubble gum.
Oh so sweet. Oh sweet.
Detectives, capes, and rogues I greet. Tap my feet, tap my feet. Golden age or silver's neat. Can't be beat.
Can't be.
Wednesday's the collector's treat. Complete.
Oh yeah.
Hey, welcome to Wednesday. Wow, I can't believe it's the middle of September. This is crazy. It seems like time is just flying so fast, and I don't know. It's just things are, for somebody who sits at home all day and doesn't do anything. It seems like time is just just flying, and I don't know. It's weird to me. Anyway, today we're going through the books from 1954. Gonna do that. I don't really have anything to talk about today that's fun. I feel like maybe I should say something about the Charlie Kirk shooting, killing, murder. Obviously wrong. I don't know. It's hard for me to express my feelings about. There's so much wrong. There is so much wrong. This country is in such a shithole right now. And of course, that wasn't the only shooting, right? There were school shootings. There were over the weekend, the past week or so. It's just, I don't know what's wrong with people. I really don't. a lot of it is the internet. The instant access where we can say whatever we want, and we have the right to do that. We have the right to say whatever we want in this country. I'm a firm believer in that. Even the people that are celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, I think they're assholes. I think they're jerks. I think they're not human beings. But they do have the right to say what they think. And the problem with a lot of these people is they think the right to say what you think means you have the right to say what you think without consequences. And that's simply not true. Okay? If you're somebody who's celebrating something like this in any circumstances, I believe you have the right to say that. But it exposes you as the low life that you are, and there were going to be consequences. You may lose your job, you may lose a respect from friends or family. You may find that there's another low life out there with a bullet with your name on it. That's just the way these things go. When you're outspoken about beliefs that split us all apart. And of course, it's going to be turned into a political thing, which it is somewhat. And I don't often go on things like this, and I'm sorry, but it's all over the news, and I won't spend much time on it. But the most of my friends don't know where my political beliefs are. Most of my friends don't know where my religious beliefs are. I have a lot of friends in this comic book community who are complete opposites of what I believe. And that's fine, right? You don't have to all believe the same thing. It's just the way things are. All of this hate and because somebody doesn't believe the same thing you do, or they have a different opinion, is, to me, it's just unbelievable. It's almost like the hate monger is real and affecting people's feelings through the internet or something. It's just it's crazy. It's literally crazy. And yeah, you hear the Republicans calling the Democrats Nazis. You hear the Democrats calling the Republicans Nazis, and I think they're both valid points. There's a far right and a far left, and they're both equally insane and do the things that they accuse the other side of doing, all for what seems the only gain is political manipulation. These people aren't your friends, and these people aren't the friends of the country. I don't know what they are. And everybody's. I'm not going to sway anybody's opinion. Everybody has their own. And I'm not going to try to. But if you celebrate somebody's murder, you really need to take a look in the mirror and get some help. I'm going to switch over to the other camera. We're going to get going with the comic books. Yeah, boy. All right, so we are at 1954, and as you can see, the stack is pretty large today. So this might be a little bit longer video. It is stacking up past the camera, so I'm going to actually take them off the one here, and we will start from DC Comics with The Adventures of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. I'm in the middle so Goofy can present them properly. Okay, so I pulled Comic Stand up ahead of time. It does seem to be finally working today, so I'm starting to think that maybe I'm just recording these at the wrong time of day, and maybe they're doing updates or something. I don't know. Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, DC Comics, and this one started in 1952 and went to 1957, and looks like it had 40 issues before the name changed to Adventures of Jerry Lewis because of the partnership split between Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. And so I'm going to put that title in there as well because I know I have a few of those. And as long as I have that information right here, it's just a little bit quicker to do it now than to look it up later. And Adventures of Jerry Lewis actually went for quite a while, 1957 to 1971. And went from issues number 41 to 124. And this was issue number 12 of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. So pretty cool stuff. Next up, we have Andy Panda. Now, is it Andy Panda or is it Walter Lantz Andy Panda? I'm going to put it down under Andy Panda. We'll see what it comes up with. Underground Comics database here. It's listed as Walter Lantz Andy Panda because that's what it probably says in the indicia. But I don't do Walt Disney's Donald Duck. I do Donald Duck. So we're going to try and stay consistent and do Andy Panda, which isn't always easy to stay consistent. Was a Dell series. Ran from 1952 to 1961. And started with issue number 16 because the previous 15 issues were 4-color numbers. And ended with 56. This is number 27. Got Charlie Chicken on there, which was normally on most of his covers, I believe. And it continued with Gold Key. Sorry, it took a little bit for Grand Comics Database to come up with the info there. So yeah, Gold Key Whitman took it over and published well, actually they didn't publish until 1973, so that's a different series. 1973 to 1978. And they had 23 issues, 1 to 23. Ah, here we go. One of my pride and joys, Apache Hunter. You guys probably remember this one. This is basically a prototype book by Creative Pictorials. And this was created to basically demonstrate. You can see how it's stapled, and it's actually just because it's just mimeographed cop papers. Basically, it's nice thick paper, but this is a preview sample. And it says on this back here, this sample of an approved youth favorite comic book will give you an idea of the colorful appearance of the cover, indicate the excellence of the artwork, and show the quality and acceptability of the storyline. The actual finished magazine will be full 32 pages and full size 7 inches by 10 and a quarter inches. It will be printed in full color on 32-pound newsprint, blah, 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 blah. Each page will be double stapled down the center. And then it talks about if you want to advertise in it. So this was not very thick, only like 1 or 2 stories in here that were reprinted later in other magazines, because this magazine was never actually created. So this would have been a sample that was created for advertisers or distributors, something like that. But it's got John Severin art on the cover. First story is by John Severin. The second story, Iron Marshal, is by Russ Heath. So good stuff in here. Got this in one of the dollar sales because I think they basically thought it was just, a piece of junk with all the staples and stuff in it, and somebody had worked on it. And no, this is actually what it looks like and the way it was made. And it's in really nice condition. I didn't have any idea what it was when I bid on it. I thought it was just another book that I hadn't heard of before, which it was. I hadn't heard of it before. But it turns out it is something pretty special. No word on like how rare they are, or how many were made, or anything like that. It is listed in Grand Comics database, and they're guessing it's from 1954. So it does say copyright 1954 on the top. And since there's only 1 issue, that's my first complete series as we go through these. So we're gonna do what I always do with the complete series, is I mark it in green so that I know I have the complete set. And I just find it cool. So excited. When I first got it, I was I'm disappointed because I thought it was just something somebody had stapled together and whatever. And then as I was looking through it and I saw that back, I was like, oh, this is like some kind of like ash can, like old ash can, where they would make copies to secure copyrights and stuff like that. So, but I think this was made to show the concept to probably advertisers, since they talk about advertising on the back. Next up, we got a Bugs Bunny, number 35. He's making time with Porky's gal there. That's not right. And Bugs Bunny's Vacation Funnies. Another Dell Giant. Love them to death. This is number 4. He's eating a carrot hot dog with carrot juice, it looks like. And here's our first Charlton to add to the list, Crime and Justice. Gonna take me a second to look that one up. Charlton. 1951 to 1955, these were published. Had 26 issues. And then I'll say there. Okay, so there's some confusing numbering quotes on here. It says that it continued with Badge of Justice number 22 from number 21, but then there were more issues published, and then it continued as Rookie Cop number 27. So not quite sure if that's correct. Sounds like somebody's guessing, but there may have been a gap in publishing where they continued the numbering twice. It's possible. And here's a good old Donald Duck, number 37. And in the back, we got number 38. Football cover. And see some numberings on these that might come off with absurding. I'm not sure. Gonna give it the old college try. Although it's the shape that these are in, it doesn't matter too much. I think it looks like maybe that's already been taken off, and that's as far as it got. And then this here is like pencil marks or something that got engraved into it. That's not going to come off. Hope you all having a great day. The world's getting you down. Bury yourself in some comic books. It'll be fine. Oh, another beautiful Giant Donald Duck Beach Party. Sweet. I think the 1950s are probably I'm going to say they're my favorite era of comics because that's when all the really good Disney stuff got printed for the most part. Superheroes weren't really in fashion at that point. But superheroes aren't actually my favorite books anymore, so makes sense. So under Dell, the Donald Duck Beach Party went from 1954 to 1959. It had 6 issues. And this is numero uno. Very nice. And then I think Whitman or Gold Key published one issue that basically reprinted this cover, but in a smaller format, in like a 36-page format, whereas this is like a 100-page format. So And I think I have that one too, but we won't know until we get to the 1960s. Show you the back cover on these because they're usually fun. Yeah, Mechanical Scrooge. Looks like they're having a picnic on the beach. They're having a day at the beach, I guess. Beach party. They're having a beach party, of course. Well, looks like I'm missing a couple pages on this one. I don't have it marked as incomplete, but that's definitely not the start of the story. Gonna have to see if I can fix that. So that one's gonna go in the incomplete pile. See if I can find those pages. I'm pretty sure I can find those pages. Here is 4-color 544. Walt Disney's a Rob Roy, the Highland Rogue. Wonder what's on the back cover of this. Probably just an ad. Oh no, it's actually a continuation of the story. It looks like. And another 4-color. This one is Jungle Jim. And 4-color was interesting too because they published everything in there, right? It wasn't just a Disney series or Looney Tunes or whatever. They published whatever the heck they wanted in that series. So that's kind of cool. Nowadays, they probably wouldn't be allowed to do that. It would have to be either all Disney or whatever. But this is number 595 from Pluto, so it's been taped pretty quite a bit. But there is some pencil there. We're going to try and get off with the eraser. And the pencil's coming off, but it was engraved into there a little bit, so there's still lines there. Would have to press it pretty hard to try and get those out, and the shape it's in, so I wouldn't try to do that. So probably wouldn't do that anyway. And this one also really quite the shape there with that chewed corner. But that looks like grease pencil to me. I think that'll come off. At least some of it is coming. There, got most of it off. And this is from 1954, New Heroic Comics. I'm just going to put in Heroic Comics because I don't know if it's New Heroic Comics or Real Heroic Comics. Looks like it started off as Heroic Comics and then became New Heroic Comics. It's published by Eastern Color, the very first. Well, for many, many years, we thought it was the first ongoing comic book publisher. Turns out that's not quite true. and went from 1946 to 1955. Before that, like I said, it was just Heroic Comics. And the title changed, was issue number 39 and went to 97. And this is number 90. And got some more Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies. This is 151. And another baseball cover, 152, this one is. A lot of baseball sports covers, if anybody was into collecting those. This one needs a new bag. Let's see what's on the back. Clipped coupon is on the back. You could get a lucky pocket penny piece if you subscribe today. All right, and we are in 1954. And this is 155. And next up is Mickey Mouse, number 34. Number 37. Number 38. Got some pencil marks up here. I'm going to try and get off. I don't want to rub too hard because I don't want to take the color off. That's pretty good. Did fade the cover a little bit. Probably should have tried to use the Absarine first. Mutiny, Stormy Tales of the Seven Seas, 1954, number 1. Yeah, I remember being excited when I got that one in too, because I didn't quite know what it was, but I knew it was old. And it is by Stanley Morse. And there was only 3 issues of that title. Published in 1954 and 1955. And this is number 1. So, don't know anything about the Stanley Morse publisher. I've heard the name, but don't know what they really specialized in or anything like that. And doesn't want to come off. Just leave it on there, I guess. And we got a Walter Lantz New Funnies. And filed under New Funnies, so I'm going to have to relocate that one. This is number 207. And this one's got a big clip out on the back too. A lot of my, they had a blank inside page. That's unusual. A lot of my copies, you'll find something like that. That's the reason they, didn't get put into a sale or auction or something, and I just ended up keeping them instead. And number 207, 1954. I should use this board. It's not the right size, but it's better than nothing. He's selling balloons and his kids are selling slingshots. Roy Rogers Comics number 81, another cool Roy Rogers issue. And another one, bow and arrow, number 83. And here's another Charlton 6-gun hero. As you can see, the major damage up in here. Got Rocky Lane, Lash LaRue, Tex Ritter, and Tom Mix. Six-gun hero. See what the info is on that one. Looks like it was originally a Charlton, a Fawcett title. It had a couple different versions, possibly. This version went from 1954 to 1965, published by Charlton, and started with number 24 and went to issue 83. This is number 28. And the numbering continued with Gunmaster. And here's another old Tom and Jerry. This one's really rough shape. Looks like it looks like I laminated this cover, which I should have. How bad it is. 121. And another Dell Giant, Walt Disney's Vacation Parade. This is number 5, the last issue of that series. Wow, there's a golf, fishing, tennis cover in baseball. And then we got some Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. 163, another baseball cover. Oh, it is America's Pastime. Here is 170. Got a playing Indian with an electric blanket. See, it's plugged in. And then we have another Dell Giant. This is Woody Woodpecker's Back to School. Fortunately, it is incomplete. And I have not been able to find the missing page. It's a page, if I remember right, it's just a page on the inside, random page missing. I do remember looking for that one and not being able to find it. And let's see, that one was published 1952 to 1957. Yeah. Era of the Dell Giants. Number 1 to 6. They had 6 issues. This is number 3, but it is incomplete. And not going to put that one in the incomplete pile right now because I'm pretty sure I can't find that page anytime soon. And then we got a regular Woody Woodpecker, number 28, which actually is our first Woody Woodpecker because and of course it's a Dell. And it started in 1952 to 1962 and started with issue number 16 because the previous numbers were 4 colors, of course. Ended with number 72. This is number 28. And after that, Gold Key took it over. And it continued until 1984. And lasted up until 201 issues. It's amazing to me that Woody Woodpecker lasted that long. Tired. Alright, so we had a Walter Lantz new funnies that we needed to relocate here. So that goes there. And then let's see what's in the 1954 box. From the previous episodes 1 and 2, we got Marge's Little Lulu Tubby Annual. And I can't remember if I listed that as Marge's or Little Lulu. Looks like I did Marge's. Really feel like I should probably have that listed as Little Lulu, but oh well. Those are the kind of things I flip-flop on, and then I don't remember where they are. Oh, Marge's. I'm going to put that there. And we got a 4-color, number 531, the Duck album. That fits in right there between Donald Duck and Rob Roy. Bugs Bunny's Christmas Funnies, number 5. Goes along nicely with Bugs Bunny's Vacation Funnies from that same year. And then we got an Archie, number 68. So that's going to fit in there. All right. That'll get us through 1954. Next time we'll do 1955 and just keep going until we catch up to 2025, or by the time we get done, it might be 2026. Thanks for watching, everybody, and appreciate you watching this far. If you made it this far past my little speech at the beginning, don't usually do that kind of thing on here, but sometimes it just needs to be said. So thanks for watching. I will see you next time.
Flicking through the paper dimes, finding heroes in hard times. Superman and Cape Crusades are the dreams that comics made. Brightly colored pages bring legends that make young hearts sing. Rocket ships and alien planes, all in frames that broke their chains. All in color for a dime, adventures caught in every line. The first comic book so grand, wish I had one in my hand.